Good morning. So I am going to give you guys a couple minutes to join in, and then we will chit chat for a bit, and I'll show you guys some mobility drills. Hi, I'm so glad you were able to catch it live this time. Hope you're having a good morning, and thank you for the hearts. Okay, so for those, while you guys are joining in, those that may not know me, or if you're replaying this, my name is Karen Smith, and I'm a strength coach. I reside in Dallas, Texas, and I get to travel all over the world. I'm super lucky to meet a lot of great people and train and certify people everywhere. So here is the plan for today. I drove Thursday. Hi, good morning. I drove Thursday 3.5 hours, and Friday taught a workshop. Hi from Toronto, thank you for checking in. Yesterday I taught for 5 hours, and then I drove 3.5 hours home. So I'm a little stiff this morning. Hi Anna. So what I realized, one, I was super excited. This is the first time, hi from France. This is the first time that I've gotten to sleep in a really, really long time. And the sad thing is, it's the last time I'm going to be able to sleep in for a really long time. Hi Heather, how are you doing? Yes, I'm so happy that you're here and you get to interact. Me too. Hi Sarah. So the reason I'm not going to be able to sleep in for a really long time is my daughter's cheer has decided that it's comp season and they need a third practice. And what do? They pick Saturday morning at 8 a.m. So that means up at 7, ready by 7:30 drive. Hi Ann, thank you for being here. And thank you guys for all the hearts. I love seeing the hearts. That gets me excited for what we're gonna do. So yes, every Saturday morning will be a 7 a.m. now. So what I'm gonna do today, I'm a little stiff from driving, and I thought this was a perfect opportunity to show you guys some mobility drills because we haven't done that in a little while, and I know that's not quite as exciting as throwing something heavy around, maybe doing something something else. If you guys have other questions at the end, I'm more than happy to go into other stuff as well. But what we're gonna start with is the low back and then the T-spine. Then we're gonna work shoulders and we're gonna work hips. So hopefully you guys can see all of that from where I'm at. Obviously I will not be able to be right here at the screen, but I will try to talk through it. The coaching corner, the exercises, not all of them have to be weighted. I don't put set weights in there because I want it to be open for anyone to, at your discretion on what weight you can use, but you can definitely do you can do some of it just body weight. So it's kind of open to adjustments, I guess you could say. So thank you for all the hearts. Okay, so here's where we're gonna get started. The things, if you're gonna follow along and actually do these stretches with me, there's a few things that you would need today, or you can replay this and have this equipment later. You want a foam roller, a dowel rod or some sort of stick, and what else do I have today? A small kettlebell, something really light. Yes, I understand that. So when you're restricted and you can't do anything from a surgery, it is nerve-wracking. But make sure you just write things down and decide your goals, Heather, and then you can have this whole exciting new thing to start when you're free to work out. Okay, so foam roller, dowel rod, light kettlebell, and then at the end I'm going to do some hip stuff, and I have a mat that we can work through that. I just have a gymnastics mat that I use. So let's get started, and I will be back at the screen to answer you guys' questions kind of in between some of these, okay? Because obviously you guys know with stretching, you kind of have to hang out there for a little bit. So this scope may be a little bit long. You may find that you want to watch a little bit now and then go back and watch the replay later to find the other stuff. And just a quick caveat, I'm not going to be over by the screen, but in the future, anything rude, lewd, disrespectful will just be ignored and blocked. So I'm just going to put that out there now. Someone requested that I do that yesterday because it has been a little crazy. So just know, but right now, obviously, I'm not going to be by the screen. But if I am and I see it, it's blocked. Okay? On to stretching. So first thing that we're going to do is the foam roller. So I'm going to start, and this is going to work all the way up my back. So I'm going to start with it at my low back. Thank you for keeping those hearts coming. So I'm going to lay here. My feet are on the ground. Okay, I know you guys can't see that, but I'm going to keep my my knees bent, my feet are on the ground, and I'm just going to lay back, head over, and let myself arch. Okay? Keep your hips on the ground, and try to get your back to the ground as much as you can. So I'm just going to hang out here for just a little bit. You can do snow angels or gym angels, because obviously there's no snow. Roll it a little bit higher. Okay, so now we're working a little bit more T-spine. Same thing, your hips are going to stay on the ground. And you're going to arch over, bringing your head and your shoulders to the ground. Same thing with your shoulders here. You can try to extend your body nice and long. Make sure you're breathing. Bring your shoulders down and back. A little bit more. Same thing, keep your feet on the ground, keep your hips on the ground, and lean back. So you're going to get your T-spine now. Shoulders, try to extend. Pull the head through, back down. Pull the head through, get that nice stretch in your T-spine and in your shoulders. Come in and back. While you're here, you're focusing on squeezing your shoulder blades together. You will feel that across your T-spine. Okay, I'm just going to roll my back for just a second. Okay. You can turn sideways and roll your lat just a little bit if you want. So you can roll in here on each side. Other side. Okay. So there's the foam roller part. Do you guys have any questions on that? Obviously pretty simple. Just start low on your back, and then you're going to arch over and come back. Arch over and come back. If you're super mobile, you may not actually feel that much on your back. So you can do back bends, which I'll just show you really quick. I'm not sure how well that's going to go today because I'm so tight, but I will show you how to stretch just into a back bend from laying on the ground. So if we're here, let's see, hold on, sorry, quick question. I do not always start with foam rolling. It really depends on how my body's feeling. You know what? I can try to see if I can upload this. I'll have to share it to my. Let's see if I can save it, and then I'll put it there. But no, I don't always do foam rolling. It really depends on how my body's feeling from day to day. Sometimes I just come straight in and do my workout, and some days like today, from sitting and everything, I'll get really tight. And I just feel like I need more work. So I'm going to show you guys the back bend, and then we're going to get on to some shoulders, and then we'll work into some hips. And I like to do another drill that I'll teach you guys where it works your hips and your T-spine at the same time. And those are not sure what I'm talking about with T-spine. I'm talking about your thoracic spine, so mid-spine. Is there a specific brand of foam roller that you, no, really any foam roller. There's some that are harder that you like if you're really, really tight, but any one is fine. Okay, so back bend. I'm going to have my feet on the ground, okay? And then I'm going to have my hands, I'm going to go over my head. See if we can make this work.
And then you're going to press up into a back bend. So if you're really mobile, you can get a nice back stretch here. Okay.
So you can also, if that doesn't work for you, if you can't press up like that, you can get on a wall and actually walk down the wall. So maybe I'll show you guys that here in a little bit as well. We'll have to just change the camera angle. So now we're gonna move on to some shoulders. And like I said, I know this is a little bit longer video, so I apologize, but hopefully this is some stuff that you guys can use if you're really sore or you just need more mobility there. So let's move on to shoulders. The first one that we're gonna do is a halo with a kettlebell. So you're gonna pick it up upside down, and you're gonna keep your arms super close. Now, obviously my bun is gonna get in the way, but the key is just wrap, okay? Bring your feet together, just wrap around the head, nice and close to the body. In opposite direction, okay? Now it's better to not have a bun on the top of your head. You'll get better range of motion, okay? Let that stretch down. Okay, just a little bit of weight there. So obviously very light, don't do these heavy. Okay, then you can go on to a dowel rod. Okay, with the dowel rod, you like my crazy hair today? With this dowel rod, we're gonna first do halos, so just a bigger range of motion, and then we're gonna do dislocates. Yes, it's super helpful. Not a lot available. Yeah, you know what? It's because people just don't really want to take the time. It's not as fun to sit and record and do this stuff as you would if you were doing like heavy lifting. But I will definitely try to get this stuff added in. Remember how I told you guys on the coaching corner, some stuff that I'm working on is going to be a video library for you guys. But that's just going to take some time because I got to record all of that and I want to launch it all at the same time. So I'm working on a lot of that, and I'll just add mobility stuff to that as well because that will make sense. So thank you, Stephanie, for recommending that. So dowel rod, you're going to hold, you're going to rotate. Okay. Let's see. Yes, very, very important. If you're stiff, you need to be mobile first. Okay, so I'm going to take this. And I'm going to rotate it just like we did with the halo, but now it's a bigger halo, right? Now I'm getting the shoulders really working. Okay? You can also hold it, bring it down behind your back, and then you're going to bring one arm up, and let me show you here. So if I hold it here, pull and push my body to the side. Push it to the side, you get a nice lat stretch there. Okay. You can also hold here and lean back. Okay. Now, dislocates are here. Okay. So you're going to hold by your side and come over and back. Over and back. Now, if you hold it the other way, you may not necessarily, some people can, not everyone, I'm only going to be able to go so high, but if it's an overhand grip, okay, so you can see, but if I go much more narrow than this, I'm not going to be able to do it. I need more mobility there, but gymnasts can hold this super narrow and locate and dislocate. Okay, you can also hold it narrow. Now, this is not going to go over my body because it's so narrow, but I'm still going to get this shoulder mobility. Okay, what do you have there today? You do want to stay, you have a little bit of glute engagement, a little bit of core, but not too much. You just kind of relaxed breath through this. You don't want to hard style it, okay? We're not going to be like super, super tight. We're trying to get loose in this. So from here, I'm just going to lift and down, lift and down. Other way, hands over. next one that we're gonna do with the stick, this next one is one of my favorites. And I have to credit this to Dan John. This is his stick drill. It's really good for your T-spine. It's also good for firing your glutes. Like there's a lot of my students that don't know how to engage their glutes. So this is gonna teach that because it's gonna teach you hinge. It's gonna teach you the T-spine rotation. They're really good prep for windmills or bent press. So hopefully you guys will like this. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna hinge and twist. So I will show you guys this and then you can try it and I'll walk you through all of this, the technique here, okay? So you're gonna put this on your back. You're going to stand, I'll just go show you guys kind of sideways. This is my working leg, my left leg. My front leg, I'm gonna just tap on my toe so that I can find my foot placement, okay? The reason for that is so many people will go too wide and then hinge into the front leg. So I want you fairly close. So I'm just gonna tap, turn my foot out, so it's due to my foot length, right? So yours is gonna be a little bit different. Then I'm gonna hinge that hip back. So I'm loading my glute, and then I'm gonna rotate, and I'm gonna get this elbow down, if you can, depending on your mobility, by this knee. So I'm watching the top hand, rotate, keep that back leg loaded, and I'm looking up here at this hand, okay? Get some rotation there, come back up, hinge, rotate, breathe into that, and then you can do the other side. Let's see what you say there. Yes, you will love these. This will open everything up, so it's a great drill. So now I'm gonna go to the other side. Step my foot out, hinge my hip back. This is the hand I'm looking at up here. And hold. Okay? Think about opening up your chest. Nice broad chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together, hinge at the hips. Okay, sorry I'm not getting to see what you guys are asking. Yes, it is. It's Dan John's. That's what I credited him earlier in the video if you weren't there. But yes, it is a Dan John stick drill. It is one of my favorites. I teach this all the time now, and each workshop I recommend it. And yes, very similar to a windmill. It teaches you the proper rotation for the windmill, because so many people when they windmill, they just want to reach the ground and they don't think about the T-spine rotation. And if you're tight there, you're not going to get a proper windmill, and you're definitely not going to get a proper bent press. So do a couple of those again. So let me go one more on this side. Okay, the key is that you're not caving to get there. Make sure this shoulder stays back. Okay? So that is the stick drill. A couple stick drills, okay? First we do the halos and the dislocates. Now we're going to go into our hips. So we're gonna work tactical frog. And then the one that I'm gonna show you guys after that is only dependent on your mobility. You will not do the second portion of this if your hips are not past your knees. It's an exercise that I named Twisted Frog, and it's kind of like doing an armbar and a tactical frog together. But you have to hang out in the tactical frog for just a little bit first. So we're gonna do that, and then I'll come back to you guys, okay? So tactical frog first is going to be here, feet turned out, okay? So you're here. If you're uncomfortable, put some mats underneath your knees, okay? The key is you're breathing into this, so if you're way up here, I know you can't see my face, but if you're way up top, you will not be ready for twisted frog, okay? You're only gonna be ready to kind of keep going until you get into tactical frog. As you get more mobile, you will walk your arms out. Nice flat back, we're not rounding. If you round here, you've defeated the purpose, okay? So nice flat back, and sit in to the tactical frog. Okay, so you're just gonna hang out. Once you've done that, I'm gonna show you guys twisted frog. Let me change angles, okay? So twisted frog is like an armbar. Hopefully you guys know what that is. If you don't, I'll have to show you that later. But twisted frog, the reason I call it this is we're staying in the tactical frog and we're going to rotate. So, actually this is a little bit hard on my knees right now, so let me get a mat and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Okay. So here's what we're going to do for twisted frog. Okay, so I'm going to get back in the frog. I'm going to hang out here for a second. Then I'm going to stack my right shoulder underneath my body and cross over. Okay, so stack in the center. Grab this leg here. And then I'm going to rotate and open. You have to open up the chest, extend. You're watching this upper hand. Okay? So that would be, let me change the angle again so you guys can see that. This is my twisted frog. And obviously I named it twisted frog because you're getting all twisted up in that tactical position. Okay? So again, you're here. I'll show you the other side. So I'm going to stack that shoulder. Shoulder should be in the middle. Shoulder's not going to be over here to the side. It has to be stacked underneath you to get the most rotation. So you're stacking. Grip here, then open. Okay? Now, I'm not going to stay there too long just yet, but what I'm able to see, and I know this about myself from an old car accident, is my rotation is not the same from side to side. I have a little bit of an asymmetry. So when I rotate it this way, I'm tighter. When I rotate this way, I have a lot more rotation. And the reason that I'm working on that is I was in a car accident where I was sitting, so think about this is my hips. I'm sitting in a car, and I was reaching to get my Starbucks, and I got hit from behind, so my hips kind of went like this. What is an arm bar? Okay, I'll show you guys an arm bar. I'm going to show you an arm bar without any weight. You can add weight to it, but it's always better to practice it first with no weight before you load it, because if someone does this too heavy and they're not ready for it, you can mess up your rotator cuff because the bell can just keep going, okay? So an arm bar, you would lay on your back to start, kind of like if you're doing a get-up, okay? So the reason I'm putting this mat down is I want you guys to visualize that you're on a diving board and you're not rolling off onto either side, okay? You're gonna roll and rotate underneath yourself versus rolling way off to the side, okay? So arm bar, you lay down, you get like you're gonna start a get up, except your opposite arm, instead of being here, is gonna go over your head, okay? Then you're gonna come up, you're gonna rotate your hip over your body, and you're gonna slowly slide down. And then you come back over, okay? So the working arm, if you have a bell in it, has to stay vertical. If it doesn't, that's when it can go one way or the other, and you could end up with rotator cuff. Yes, that's an arm bar, okay? So it starts out like a get up, and then you rotate. Do it without weight first, and then you can add load. So thank you guys for all the hearts coming. You guys give me so much energy and so much love that I enjoy doing this for you guys. Okay, so some of those obviously I'm rushing through a little bit. I want you to stay in each one of these for a while. I want you to loosen up. I'm just going through them quick, or we would have like a whole hour video here, which we're already at 20 minutes. So I'm gonna get into, oh awesome, I'm so glad. I'm gonna get into the final stretch because I will stay in this next one for a little while. And you should as well. So you would wanna do this next stretch for, you're gonna spend some time there because it takes a little while for your hips to open up, but it's a straddle stretch. So like if you're working on splits, that's what this is for. But I'm gonna have to move the camera and see if we can get into this position. So 1 second. Let me see here. Okay. Yay. Okay, we'll come back and watch later if you can. Okay, so can you guys see this gymnastics mat? Yes? Give me a thumbs up or tap the screen if you can see that. So the mat's over here. See this mat? Okay, the reason for that, see, it's nice and long. So by starting here, whoops, I'm trying to get you guys. I am going to press my legs into this mat, and then the longer I stay there, the closer I'm gonna get to being in the splits. But the reason I say hang out there, you guys want something that you can hang out next to, and here's what I do. I bring, whoops, some sort of work, or you could read a book. So what I do is I bring something that I need to work on, or read a book. Either's fine. I write programs and so on, but I do that in this position. So let me see if you guys can actually see what I'm about to do. By having this gymnastics mat here, I can press my legs into the mat, and then I'm going to scoot close, okay? So the downside is now I cannot get to the screen. I can kind of see if you guys ask questions. The key is I'm going to hang out here, okay? I'm going to stay tall. And then I'm just going to hang out here and work. So I'm going to write programs, I'm going to read a book, maybe I just stretch over. Now, after a little while, first you're going to feel a little bit of tension, okay? But what happens is you just breathe into it and you actually end up getting closer and closer because your legs are going to relax eventually, okay? But you just have to hang out for just a little while, and then you'll move closer. And then you hang out for a little while and you move closer. So sometimes I'll stay like this working for like 20, 30 minutes. Once you've stayed that long, though, you kind of have to push yourself out of this. You can't just get up because your legs are going to feel really like noodles, okay? But it will give you more mobility. It's going to stretch out your adductors and your hips. So just think about kind of dislocating at the hips. You can kind of rock into it a little bit, come out, rock in. But what I'm doing is I'm pushing against it to get my muscles to release and relax, and then I'll go closer, okay? So rather than having you guys hang out here for 30 minutes, that's all I have for today. I'm going to try to reach the camera, and I'll just answer any of your last minute here. I'll just come out of this for a second. And then I'll answer any of your last minute questions and sign out. So thank you guys for joining me today, this wonderful Saturday. After I get loosened up, I'm going to go hang with my daughter. And let me just set that there. Cool. So, do you guys have any final questions before I sign out? Thank you for all the love and your hearts and just being so awesome and so just nice and respectful today. Let's see, can we try that banded, or is that too much? And yes, I will do my best to get everything on the coaching corner for you guys. You actually can do this banded. I got this from one of my friends, Josh Halbert. I think his Instagram is Get Chimpy, and I think he might be on here. I don't know how often he does this. But basically, mine's kind of a makeshift, but it has two handles, and then it's going to stretch. So what you would do is you would put it on one foot. You can stretch it out over there, and then it's going to go behind you. It's going to run the length of your legs, and then you put it on the other foot. Like his is just a normal band, I think, that he uses, like, you know, like people use for pull-ups. I don't have one of those out here, so I kind of makeshift this one. But yeah, you can put that, and it's going to stretch you further. So it's pulling your legs away from you, depending on how tight of a band you get. And then you just sit tall, and then you slowly kind of pull into that. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to run. My daughter is texting in and probably wondering why I haven't come back in from the garage yet. So you guys have an awesome weekend. I will be back with you guys on Monday with something. I don't know what yet. Some sort of workout, probably, and answer your questions. So thanks for being here. Mwah. Love you guys. Take care.